It's only a 45 minutes session, and so I just want to jump in. This is the Cannabis Training Academy. This is training session 3 of the third and final session on standard operating procedures. And like I said, this is being recorded for our YouTube channel. Before I share my screen and jump into exactly today's set of SOPs, I just want to go through quickly with our 9-pound hammer. So this is the packaging, and here we have the device. We've some of our retail outlets, the devices are being returned. So I just want to run through with everybody the correct operations for this 9-pound hammer live device. And so at the bottom, there is a button. This is the activation button. In order to switch the vape on, hang on a second. I just switched off the fan, so perhaps that's going to assist with everybody hearing me. Okay, so this device, there's a button at the bottom. The button is pushed 5 times. It makes an audible click when you push the button. So 5 times to switch it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll notice that the light comes on.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Okay, so keep on looking at the laptop and talk there. And your background, if you move the device outside of your personal space, it looks like you're...
I'll make sure that I'll hold it.
Then it disappears.
But I am watching on the screen while I do it so that you'll always see it.
Okay, no, that's fine. But I'm saying just look at the screen, because every time you turn your head, it goes a bit down the sound.
Okay, excellent. And so I'm going to continue anyway. So I've pushed it 5 times. It's now on. If you push it again twice, 1, 2, it's going to run through its pre-warming setting. So it's going to run through all of the different color settings. What's happening now is it's heating the coil, and this is going to increase the quality of the smoke. It is the flashing has stopped, which means that it is now ready for use. There are also 3 heat settings, which is activated by 3 pushes of the button. It starts off as a green, it moves to a blue, and then the red is the strongest setting. And so I push it 3 times, there's the green. If I push it 3 times again, it'll go blue. And if I push it 3 times again, it'll now go red. So we suggest it be on the hottest setting, the red setting. And now you'll be ready to smoke. Once you finish, you can just leave it. Alternatively, 5 pushes will then switch the device off. And so everyone needs to please be aware of the operational use of this vape, just so that everyone can maximize their experience. It'll also reduce the number of comebacks to us. So guys, what we're going to do this afternoon, I'm going to jump straight in with the marketing side. Lovely field of green there. So the Cannafrica marketing. Cannafrica has developed a market-leading marketing strategy that is supported as best-in-class product and brand and store design. This marketing strategy speaks to its ethos and its customer base and its corporate identity, and has been developed to support all aspects of its marketing strategy, and it's provided to the franchisee to support any marketing drive. Positioning and promoting Cannafrica in your area, any displays must be consistent with Cannafrica's corporate identity and all brand identifiers. When it comes to the use of media stroke marketing, Cannafrica will develop all adverts, artwork, copy, layout, and final design for any official print and digital media Cannafrica and the franchisee will conduct marketing and media campaigns that support the brand and its offerings. It is envisioned that a library of content will be made available for these purposes. So this library already exists. If you want any artwork to go up in your store, or anything to be used around, then we have this library, and only Cannafrica marketing material may be used. With the guidelines for using Cannafrica trademarks and symbols. Should a franchisee wish to embark on any marketing drive, it is imperative that it obtains advertising approval, it obtains approval of any publication or image, it ensures it uses the detailed specifications provided in the corporate identity handbook, and ensures uniformity with brand identifiers, and any signage must be approved by Cannafrica. When it's public relations stroke a community involvement, public relations and community involvement is encouraged as it builds local community reputation. The forms of PR and the community development has to be approved by Cannafrica. With social media, as per current deployment, each store is encouraged to manage its own social media content and customer dialogue. Head office will also have a social media strategy that will be running concurrently. Bring us swiftly on to section 7, which is your daily operating procedures. This daily operating procedures is a step-by-step list of guidelines that help a franchisee staff carry out the routine tasks within the store. These will help your store's staff to reduce mistakes, miscommunication, and time taken to train staff. So suggested hours of operation, the store operating time needs to comply with the center management rules if within a mall. So that makes perfect sense. And then the daily schedule of procedures. Cannafrica encourages franchisees to utilize a set daily task list. Consistency is key to supporting compliance and systematic approach of daily tasks. It begins with an opening procedure, and so the store operating time needs to comply with the center management rules. The store to be opened based on a proper schedule. And there's a side note here to state that the store to be opened based on a proper schedule, the store Will you just mute Jaden, please? The store hours, which is allocated according to the center management. And so obviously center management, we have to comply with all of their rules. When you walk in, you need to check the surroundings before unlocking the store. Walk past if required. If you're more than one, then try to be together as a group when you enter the premises. Be aware of any suspicious persons and unusual behavior of people in the area. Ensure that security is in sight when opening the store, and be aware of what's happening around you. So this is just basic diligence. Just be aware of anything suspicious. When you frequently open a store, you're going to get used to your surroundings. And so just be aware of what's going on around you. Most of our situations that we have security, so just make sure that they're in sight as well. It's very simple. Switch on the lights. At this stage, ensure that the security is clearly visible. Turn off the security alarm. Check closing procedures and that no disturbance has happened and the place is clean and safe to trade. The opening register to be signed, a daily attendance will be signed and co-signed by management. The store to be put into shape before shopping hour arrives. And so general cleanliness and hygiene procedures to be strictly adhered to. Check overall cleanliness. This is dust. This is to make sure that all the stock is looking as attractive as we can make it look. Your housekeeping checklist needs to be followed. Check the stock on the shelf facings and stock quantities. Neaten the shelves and displays and rework the order of items that are out of place. Dust off the stock and the shelves. Visual excellence needs to be a priority at all times. And for all of you that know me, I'll always tell you that people eat with their eyes. And so if something looks attractive, you're 90% there to your sale. Then we're going to switch on the computer system, log into the point of sale, and switch on all of the machines according to their operating manuals. Run a quick stock check, check your stock inventory, expedite from your internal stock if required. Then we need to make sure that your starting cash float is correct. So double check any banking floats or monies that may still be on the premises and write them into the handover book. Check for your change or cash wedges that may be required and draw from the bank if necessary, so you can start with a reasonable float. Do not keep cash overnight and ensure that all banking is done before 3 p.m. daily. And also check your paper rolls and receipts. A float is necessary as a double check against takings. A specified change float must be kept. We're going to skip the COVID ones just briefly. Store procedures. To create a diary and a to-do list for daily chores. Activate staff meetings on a regular schedule to discuss progress and issues within the business. Staff and uniform check-in. Conduct morning check-ins to ensure staff is in a positive frame of mind. Consider dress code and compliance during the morning meeting check-in. Then we go into your midday procedures. So staff should ensure that the store is clean, products are neatly packed, and should look throughout the store to make sure all is in order and that the shop integrity is maintained at all times. Bringing us to the closing procedures. The store operating times need to comply with the center management rules. So the store needs to be closed based on a proper schedule. Store management will advise as to operating hours, which is allocated according to the center management. The security staff will assist with putting a store close signage at all customer entry points. Gates will be closed for the customers half an hour before the store closing time. The cupboards and theft-prone items are locked away or secured. The head cashier ensures that all cashiers have locked the cash counters, counted the money, and hand over the money and the keys to him or her. All of your COVID-19 protocol material to be stored away, surfaces to be sanitized. At this stage, we can switch off the lights. Once again, please try and make sure that security is clearly visible. And then when you walk out, please check your surroundings before locking up the store. Be aware of any suspicious persons and ensure that security is in sight when closing the store. Safety and security. It is the franchisee's responsibility to make sure that all staff follow the relevant safety and security protocols. The maintenance of the store manager is required to delegate or directly manage the maintenance checklist. This includes the working order of all locks, security systems, point-of-sale systems, lights and fixtures, unitary and shelves, plumbing and storeroom, and COVID-19 requirements. This goes hand in hand with housekeeping and cleanliness, and so the general housekeeping of the store. All procedures pertaining to hygiene and cleanliness must be adhered to by all staff. In respect of the latest regulations, it is imperative that the store is frequently and thoroughly cleaned. The store manager is required to delegate or directly manage the housekeeping and cleanliness checklist. This includes the space being cleaned and dusted regularly, all signage and product to be placed neatly. The cleanliness of equipment and the premises is important. With hygiene, the store must be kept clean and tidy at all times. Ensure that rubbish and refuse is disregarded and or stored correctly. Windows must be clean and sparkling at all times. Safety regarding the disposal of containers must be handled properly at all times, and all surfaces, especially where clients come into contact with, must be regularly wiped and sanitized. So then that's the store hygiene. Now, personal hygiene. All staff are to be clean, pleasant smelling, and neatly dressed as per the required dress code. Hands must be thoroughly washed in warm water to remove oils and fats from the hands and ensure the removal of all germs. Drying of hands must be done with paper towels, and hands must be frequently sanitized. With the store cleaning, the franchisee must draw up a daily, weekly, and monthly cleaning schedule. This must be adhered to ensure that the store is clean at all times. Correct cleaning materials must be provided to ensure that the staff are able to perform these cleaning duties. Store security. The onus lies with the franchisee to ensure that CCTV, security guards, and all necessary security systems are in place to safeguard the staff and the premises against any potential calamities, break-ins, and losses. The franchisee needs to submit security implementation plans to Cannafrica HQ, and should the franchisee fail to do so, Cannafrica HQ will not be responsible for any damages or losses in the mismanagement of the store and the premises. If there has been a break-in or an armed robbery, the franchisee is required to ensure that all staff is safe and uninjured. If they are injured, they need to go to the hospital immediately. Inform Cannafrica HQ immediately. Contact the insurance company immediately. No communication of this nature should reach the media or any social media platforms for safety and security reasons. And should there be any cases of theft by customers or staff, the franchisee will be required to deal with this discreetly and handle the legal aspect thereof. The franchisee, through its staff, will be held responsible for ensuring no counterfeit monies are accepted. It is recommended that the store gets a UV money reader to detect any counterfeit notes. And then just a quick one on the store audits. The store will be audited annually against the below. Thus, it is critical that the below is always adhered to and in place. And these will be the appearance of the store, the staff, the stock audit policies, customer service, storage, cleanliness, and loss prevention audit policies. Coming into section 8, which is customer services. The customer service philosophy. Cannafrica has stringent manufacturing processes and product selection in place to ensure a highly satisfied customer who returns again and again. We ensure that all our products and services, which we will supply our customers, represents value for money. And key components of Cannafrica's customer service ethos. With service, we provide genuine care and interest in our customer and their needs. With relationships, we are committed to developing long-term relationships with our staff, suppliers, contractors. Just want to get rid of this. We are committed to developing long-term relationships with our staff, suppliers, contractors, franchisees, colleagues, and customers. Genuine. So we only say things that are ethical and honest, allowing purchases to be made in complete confidence. We're also inspired, and we are inspired to deliver expert guidance and information based on the regular product knowledge improvement process that we undertake. We have expertise. So we bring the highest level of expertise to our work with renowned CBD and cannabis experts. Trust. We believe that trust is integral to engaging with our customers and ensure that our customers become lifelong clients. Integrity. We insist on honesty and fairness that guides our actions. With technology, we are committed to exploiting technology in order to compete locally, nationally, and internationally. Timeous. So we respond without a delay to customers' needs, and it may very likely result in a purchase. Presentation. We take time to ensure products are presented to customers that emphasize its quality, quantity, and value for money. And also then we are dependable. We promise consistency and accuracy. Once we've engaged with our customer, we're always going to move to section 8.2, which is upselling. When a customer purchases a product and there is a sense that there is an upselling opportunity, staff should engage every opportunity that arises where upselling can occur. Excuse me. In order for this to happen, staff will need to have in-depth knowledge around the products and which products work well together to achieve the desired objectives, i.e. sleep, pain, anxiety, etc. It's ideal to create a product basket. So this is a combination of products that work well together and could suit the customer's needs. Complicated in-store queries should be referred to head office for assistance, as contraindications could become complicated and staff may not have the necessary knowledge to make recommendations. Then we come to the handling stock return and a refund exchange. All goods leaving the premises are to be invoiced, and all goods leaving the stores are to be signed for. It's just general stock maintenance. If anything's going out to your store, you need to have a record of it. If it's not been a purchase, then it needs to be an invoice, or it needs to have someone's approval. And so you need to have a physical note of that. And then when it comes to the handling of customer complaints, since Cannafrica is a retail business, there is no avoiding difficult customers. Part of working in retail is that difficult customers and situations exist, and these must be managed with reproach. And so we have to deal with the core of the real problem and take actions and offer solutions, develop standard operating procedures for dealing with difficult situations. You need to respond and react quickly to any given situation. Don't let it spin out of control. You need to take it head on immediately. And then you keep a written record of a customer complaint. Complaints need action to rectify problems to ensure that it does not reoccur. And a measure of our success is return and repeat business. Employ the correct attitude when dealing with a complaint. And so you'd never argue with the customer. Ascertain the facts of their complaint, and if necessary, then we can phone them back with answers. The complaint resolution. In the event that the staff is unable to handle the issue effectively in store, then kindly refer to HQ where appropriate. So that generally is going to come to me, and so don't antagonize the situation. You know that I'm always available, and so please reach out to me if it's beyond your scope. Then we have special product or service orders. It's important for franchisees to understand that certain customers might have requested products that might not be in store, or that the store might not have access to. In that case, the franchisee should engage with the Cannafrica HQ to see if such a product could be sourced for that client. These good gestures will help create a reciprocal, sustainable relationship, working relationship. The customer service desk, response to queries. Always remember, nothing is too much effort for your client. Develop a professional service attitude. Be genuine and sincere in wanting the client's business. Address requests with a sense of urgency. Be patient with the customer and listen to what is required. Show respect and sincerity with all clients, and maintain a positive attitude while you're in the workplace, and thank people for their business. And most importantly, have excellent product knowledge. With our loyalty programs, permission and enrollment has to be recorded and a reward system entered to. This must be managed by the franchisee. I'll come back into the loyalty programs in our further training. It's an interesting one. Then we need to know about our customer feedback. We need to have set out turnaround timeframes and constant and regular feedback. Okay, this next section 9. It is an SOP, but I can continue that into a later stage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up for any questions from the guys at the moment. So it's not just you're not just listening to me rattle on. Does anyone have any questions on anything here today? Excellent. So then I'm going to go straight into sales. But this is where we start getting down to the nitty-gritty. This is more important. So the purpose of a cannabis franchise store is to educate and drive retail transaction capabilities. A good salesperson is able to anticipate a customer's needs and ensure that they are able to respond to it. So know your stock and sales technique. Ensure that all staff and company representatives are familiar with all stock and as to where it is positioned in the store. It's not enough to just be familiar with the products in the store. Ensure that you have thorough product knowledge. Ensure a neat presentation of stock at all times. Ensure that the selling price of the products is correct and appropriate. Provide excellent standards of service to customers. And then learn the buying signals and display an understanding of the customer's needs in order for them to trust your product suggestions. Take action to help customers, and thank people for considering Cannafrica. Stand out and exceed customer expectations. And this is what can make us completely different and stand alone to our competition. Read the leaflets. We have patient information leaflets, package inserts, and these have been created to help healthcare professionals, staff members, and consumers make informed decisions. Refer to these patient information leaflets when you're in doubt. We have package inserts, which are compiled for healthcare professionals and are available online and can also be emailed to the customer from HQ. And then patient information leaflets that are compiled for the consumer and contain less medical jargon than the package insert. And these are available on all Schedule 0 products by scanning the QR code that's on the box or the label. And a few printed copies of each patient information leaflet should be available in store for customers that cannot scan QR codes. Get to know your prices. This is just going to streamline the experience beautifully. And so the master price list will provide recommended prices for all products. The